All right, guys. So I'm gonna do a quick breakdown of today's daily Po3 candle or how I read today's manipulation. So it's gonna be a very quick video, and I'm gonna be explaining it real quick. So coming into our monthly time frame, and I'm gonna do a very fast speed process. So monthly time frame, obviously we're bearish. Weekly, now we have our daily. So today's daily candle, right? So every single time you come into the market, you want to ask yourself one simple question. Where is the daily candle likely to expand, right? So right now we have the opening, right? And we have this very large wick right below us. Now, where is the possible scenario or area where this wick was printed at, right? So scale down to the 4 hour. 4 hour time frame is usually my favorite time frame to look for PD arrays where the daily candle can probably manipulate at. So coming into Wednesday's daily candle, obviously you see this deep retracement down into this 4 hour OB. So this 4 hour OB is the 4 hour OB that I want to see if price can manipulate at, and we look for that lower time frame confirmation. We use time frame alignment to look for that lower time frame confirmation. So this is our 4 hour OB, right? What's the aligned time frame for the 4 hour? It's the 15-minute, right? So we have our PD array, and we have this external high that we left up here when we retrace down to our 4 hour OB. So we're going to scale down to the 15-minute time frame. We'll put this aside. So 15-minute time frame. Actually going to leave all of this or remove it as well. So we're going to go down to our 15-minute time frame. We're going to go on from there. So on our 15-minute time frame, and I'm going to see if I can remove my indicators as well. On our 15-minute time frame, what do we have? So we have our short-term liquidity rate, right? We have our change in the state. This tells us that price is confirming us on the lower time frame that we're likely to move higher and reverse from this area. So 4 hour OB, we have the external high above. We think of the daily candle, right? Daily candle PO3. Open, low into this 4 hour OB, and then high, close. The high will be the distribution of the daily candle. So that's why we saw this run up from today's daily print. So this is what I saw today on the live stream earlier. And it's ideally the way I like to read price and know or get a glimpse of where price is likely to manipulate at using PD arrays and time frame alignment with confirmation on lower time frame. So any PD array, any bullish PD array on the 15 is going to be respected. This gives you entry opportunities, right? So what do we have? We have this 15-minute gap right here, right? I'm going to make a different color just because we already have that 4 hour OB. So we have that 15-minute gap. So this is where we can start framing longs following the daily candle's direction. So 15-minute gap, scale down to the 1 minute because that is the time frame alignment for the 15. Here on the 15-minute or on the 1 minute from this 15-minute gap, what do we look for? We look for a 1 minute change in the state. Obviously, when we came down here, our 1 minute change in the state is all the way up here. So it's either you can look for an inversion or you can look for some kind of breaker. So in this area, I'm pretty sure it was actually this one right here. Let me mark out 10 o'clock. So 10 o'clock is right here. So it was in this area, it was right here. Okay, good. So 10 o'clock open, right? Manipulating down into the 15-minute for valley gap. Now, this is the 1 minute CISD, change in the state of delivery. Obviously, there's no retracing down into the change in the state or retracing down to this 1 minute for rally gap. So this was a obvious setup that I missed, but this is a very good example of how price can open, manipulate into a PD array, and distribute. Yes, we retraced lower, but this high still got taken. So this could have been a very good scalp. Now we're gonna go back to the 15 and look for another PD array. So this 15-minute P array got respected. Now this one right here. This is another one that I was tape reading. I didn't use the 15-minute gap. I actually used this OB right here or this OB here. So this is a 15-minute OB, right? Where does this 15-minute OB align with? The 1 minute. It also aligns with the daily expansion because remember, the 4-hour OB is the wick that we printed at. So every 15-minute PD array that gets respected has a probability of being higher than the others when you're bearish because you're aligning yourself with that daily expansion. So what do we have from this 15-minute OB? We have our short-term liquidity rate. So we took liquidity inside that PD array. Let me mark this lower. And then we look for a change in the stable delivery. So we have these 3 down close candles. We want to see a candle closure above. Boom, we get that candle closure above. This is your area of entry. Do we have SMTs at the lows as well? Let's see. Boom, SMTs. This low, ES took, but NQ didn't. So these are your SMTs at the lows. So SMT, short-term liquidity rate, changing the state. Entry would be at the retest of the OB. Target would be these nice equal highs above. Stop loss would be the SMT low. 31-point stop loss, and then you get a risk reward of almost a 2R. So this is a very good setup that I was tape reading as well. Why did it pan out? Because it aligned with the daily direction. If the daily candle is expanding, every 15-minute PD array is going to be respected, and you look for a confirmation on the 1 minute. So these type of trades are the type of trades that I like to look for just because they have a higher probability of panning out because you're aligning yourself with the higher time frame direction. So this is ideally what I was looking at today and what I wanted to explain today to you guys. But it's just very good for you to learn how to read price in this way, because if you get a glimpse or if you get an idea of where price is likely to manipulate at, it's going to be very more simple for you to align yourself within that direction rather than price stopping you out or you moving in front of a moving trade. So just something that I wanted to explain. And yeah, so very quick, simple PO3 concept with time frame alignment that I was explaining earlier. But yeah, that's what I explained for today's video.